is early. I am catching a flight, however, from the tournament. Alright, so I'm at the Salt Lake City Airport on my way to the hotel. And we'll see how things go this weekend. I mean, free hotel room on a Best Western. It's in pretty good shape.
I might charge you for it.
I don't know last year that I actually gave the audience a chance to take a look at what's going on with this arcade machine. So this is the Avian Nights arcade machine. You can see the top of it here. You can see the gameplay screen. And you got the joystick and the bird attack, flap and jump, and lay, egg, and throw buttons. And it plays a lot like Joust with sort of itemization and power-ups. And you can see this cabinet looks really nice too. It's got knockers and wind elements to it. There's breeze that flows through it to keep your hands all nice. Anyway, it's a really nice looking machine. So let me get a couple pictures here.
For the computers gets built and prepared to get installed in the cabinets further down the line. Upstairs is our overfill. Our boneyard. We can go take a look. These are some of the original prototype games that we first made as we were refining the process of building them. This is when the vinyl's applied, cut up, and then it moves to the uprising station, which is right here with the beautiful shag carpet table. This is where it all comes together. So side panel comes in, all the parts get installed, put together, and it gets flipped up and put onto the roller line, and it's left looking like this. So you've got the frame of a whole cabinet put together. Here, this is what we like to call the pixel forge. So this is where all the artwork is printed and applied. This Epson here, this is a flatbed printer, and it is what prints to all the side panels and the front plates you see there. It's direct printed right onto the MDF boards.
You'll be seeded based off of how you do in the placement matches, but it will be similar where you have to lose twice to get knocked out.
Yo peeps. Alright, so I'm going to be trying the Asteroids Recharged here. I have to admit, I'm not expecting much, but I'm going to do my best, and we'll see what we can do here. So I am not real great at this, just so you know. It'll be the Avian Nights that'll give me my points. But we'll see here. Alright, so on the one hand, not a great start for me on Asteroids Recharged. I got a mere 3,400 points. That's a bad game with that.
This is your host, Mark Calvo, hosting last year's Heavyweight Host Play. And we're excited to have everybody out here.
Anybody notice my hands are a little shaky? I'm nervous. Let's do this. All right, well, that was my qualifying run. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I really screwed up though at the very end. That was a dumb mistake, honestly. I mean, not that dumb, but I could have reacted. I've often reacted to that successfully. Not lost my life. I could have gone another 500,000 easy if I had not screwed up there at the very end. But you know what? Your games are whatever your games are, and for the most part, I'm real happy with the way I played during that qualifier. There really was, that's about as good as I can play for the most part, except for, like I said, that very end there. So I'll take it.
Flap or do not flap. There is no choke.
So, just in case you wanted to know whether Pac-Man and Ms. Pac-Man were able to procreate, the answer is yes. Maybe we shouldn't ask too many questions about how that happens. It's a super duper rare arcade cabinet that they have just sitting there right on the front. This is a sequel to Xevious from Namco called, however you say that, Solvaloo. But you gotta love the future in AD 2015.
When I call your name, I want you to raise your hand. I'm going to tell you your badge number. So, when your game finishes, make sure that you raise your hand and page me over so that I'm going to record your game, record the game in here. You are doing 2 lives, so as soon as your lives is over, it's game over. If your hand is raised and I'm somewhere else, feel free to go ahead and pull out your phone and take a picture of that score before it disappears, because I don't see the scores here on the attract mode. We're going to record your score. Of course, we've got streaming cameras, so we've got it's going to be on camera somewhere. But we're going to record your scores. I'm going to record your badge number. So the badge numbers that you got, I'm going to do the game, the badge number, and the score. Then I'm going to show this phone to you, and there will be a check mark and an X box. It's a green check mark or a red X box. You're going to decide, is this approved? Do I approve? So, yep, that's my name, that's my score, and you will press to approve or deny that score.
This Night Stalker by Sente is really, really cool. And then right next to it here, we've got nothing other than Zwackery, another rare one. Just sort of walk through here a little bit. Crater Radar, Terra Cresta, I believe. And then you see things like this, which Zero by Universal, never even heard of it. Never even heard of it, and that's rare for me. Whatever Midway TV flipper is. All right, well, that was kind of quick, but Game 3, I did all right. I got about 13,000 points before I got wiped out. Pretty happy with it. I didn't screw up too badly. It was all well within my skill limit. Let's just do a little recap here just to kind of get you up to speed. So on the Avian Knights single player entry, I did pretty good. I came in, I can't remember if it was, I guess, 4th because I lost in the double limit. Oh no, that was the other one. I don't know what I did. 2nd, I think. So on the Avian Knights single player run through, the endurance round that folks like myself and Retroman are quite good at, we did real good. We did really, really good. And I'm real happy with my score. At the very end of my match, I died stupidly. I just screwed up, unfortunately. If I hadn't died on that screw up, probably could have pulled in another 20 levels or so and seen how I would have done on the score. But it was fun because it was just the qualifier for the seeding. And I'm real happy with how that went. Overall, the seeding, though, has not come down to one match. It's really about points you earn over time. So I don't know where I am right now. I think because I just lost the asteroids thing, or although I've got a loser's bracket coming up here soon, I'm gonna get another chance to play this. I think I'm around middle of the pack right now in terms of the placement of points, but we'll find out here soon. So my first asteroids game this last round went really good. I crossed 10,000 points, real happy with how the game played. And then my second game was a disaster. It was such a disaster. It was one of those things where you start spiraling bad and it just doesn't get better. And I started that game poor, and then I started losing lives, and I got nervous because I'm bombing it, and then all of a sudden, next thing I know, and I'm out. So hopefully that won't happen again. But that's the way that goes with these arcade games and these tournaments. It all does come down to how you happen to perform at any given moment.
We're now going into a 4-player double elimination free-for-all on the Deluxe Avian Knights. And based on your seeds from both of these 2 games, that's your seeding, will determine who gets to play in a free-for-all. We're doing, as far as I know, we're doing the same 2 lives. We might be doing 3. We'll see what happens. But you are welcome to knock each other out. You are welcome. There is friendly fire. That was the winner's bracket semifinals.
So similar to last year, the schedule for the tournament has been slightly adjusted midway. They have decided to do another round of the Avian Nights. This will be a one-on-one, similar to what we just did with the brackets for Atari Recharged, where you play to the highest score. Once one person is out, the other person has to beat that score, or if they have a higher score, then they win. And it's going to be basically a repeat of the finals of last year's Avian Nights tournament, which is a good thing, because having so much of the Avian Nights portion of the points be determined by the PvP section, which is really the kind of side mode for Avian Nights, makes sense that they're adding the points for the regular mode as well. Well, I got a little bit of news. Turns out I was able to win my first round of the losing bracket, so I'm still in the game here. Okay, folks, so that is it. I had a pretty poor game on my last game. I ended up just making a few mistakes and lost at a dragon at about 211,000, so that's how it rolls.
You may put your quarters in. We all know.
Yeah, baby.
Yes.
I thought we were doing cameras. What's that? I thought cameras next. That's also.
And you have a lot of fun, and it means a lot to me as the creator of the game. And like, I think you said, hey, what does it feel like to have your baby come to life?
It's amazing.
And
well, not only that, I mean, I told you when I said about this game, hands down in my top 10.
round of applause to you, okay? Thanks, guys.
I have some time to kill at the airport, so might as well do a little wrap up here, huh? Just wanted to thank everyone from Alan-1 Gaming. I put out an excellent tournament this year. I want to thank everyone from the VCS community and the Discord and that who helped us out, cheered us on in the Discord and on Twitch. I want to thank people in my life who watched on Twitch and supported me. It was very kind of all of you to be there cheering us on, and it meant a lot. The tournament itself was a lot chillier this year, in part because of the lower prize pool, which was probably a good thing, and really went pretty smoothly throughout the day. A few mechanical issues with the tables that happen sometimes with these sorts of machines. But I'm happy with the way I played. I really didn't screw up too bad, other than a few things I mentioned in the video here. Alan-1 Gaming did make a few announcements at the tournament. First off, they have a goal of getting these Asteroids Recharged style recharged arcade machines, all 10 of them. They want to get made and distributed through Alan-1 Gaming. With license presumably from Atari. They didn't specifically say, well, they kind of said which one they're targeting next. I think the next release is going to be for the 2 and 4 player cabinet. Similar to what we've seen with Avian Nights and Asteroids Recharge, they sort of have an arcade machine template that they are using for most of their machines here. And it looks like Caverns of Mars Recharged might be the next one, which sounds cool. It's a great recharge game, one of my personal favorites, but tricky to turn into an arcade experience, I might think, especially if you're trying to go with some kind of 4-player version of Caverns of Mars. Guess we'll see what's up with that when time comes. They did play a trailer that you probably saw the video of here. It looks like they're doing some kind of big honker missile command, so that could be super cool. Looks like they're going to be using a trackball on it for a missile command, which is perfect, of course. But if they're really going to do all 10 recharge games, that's pretty hot. We'll have to see what the timeline is on that. They had a couple of times had just kind of James Knight in particular to give an attribution on this. Just casually commented a few times that they're hoping to roll all 10 of these out in the next year or so, which sounds extremely ambitious given all their other plans. One of their other plans is to update that Arena arcade and turn it into a public arcade. This one, if it gets up and running, the number of rare machines and machines, it's like, I didn't even know there was one of those, was super high. Hundreds of machines there. And I hear some of them came from some place in Idaho that closed. And they got several hundred machines from there. But either way, Alan-1's got huge plans. If they're actually going to do the arcade, say, in a yearish, and all 10 recharged arcade machines shipped and distributed in a yearish, and Caverns of Mars and Missile Command something like next, on top of releasing, they've stated they want to release Avian Nights onto PlayStation and the Nintendo Switch are the two I heard specifically. I don't think I heard Xbox, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I know I heard Switch and PlayStation at least. We'll have to see how that goes as well. You know, this year's tournament was very different from last year's because last year's tournament was all about Avian Nights. It was 100% Avian Nights. And so us Avian Nights peeps just dominated, right? It was all about that game. This year's tournament was really more about Alan-1 as a business, you know, kind of showing where they are and where they want to be, and start kind of rolling out some of these ambitious plans for arcade machines, which is why they split into Asteroids and Avian Nights. And I think overall it worked out. It definitely put all of us Avian Nights players at a pretty big disadvantage in the tournament, however, because some of us were okay, some of us were not very good at Asteroids Recharged on, say, the VCS, but then when you actually get in front of that machine, you realize, oh, it's a totally different game than what you play on the VCS, and a lot harder too. The final thing I wanted to, I guess, close on here is that they gave us a bunch of swag, per usual. Last year's swag was really cool. This year's swag is great too. We got a few comic books done by the Alan-1 gaming team, various members on it. We got a cool Alan-1 hat, some other good things as well, but here's the main one that I want to show you, is they gave us arcade marquees for either Asteroids or Avian Nights. We could pick one. You know which one I picked. And they had the small ones, but then they had this giganto honker, which is truly amazing. I mean, look at that thing. Can you imagine this lit up kind of in your gaming room and stuff? Very, very cool. So yes, I am actually carrying this through the airport. I guess if you like this, give me a comment or a like and a subscribe. Let me know if there's anything in particular that interested you. Did you see one of those machines and you're like, OMG, I want, and I know. So anyway, Mock Duck from Mock Duck Plays Games here, signing out. Thanks so much for being here. Talk to you soon.